Good morning, America. Breaking overnight, shots fired near the White House. Reporters and their crews hearing the gunfire.
Only for the two sides to remain far apart.
Sent scrambling.
We have to evacuate shooting. We have to evacuate shooting. We have to evacuate shooting.
Officers shooting and killing a man who reportedly opened fire on them. What we're learning this morning.
Race against time, the struggle to prevent a toxic chemical tank ready to leak or blow at any moment.
It's the worst case scenario I've ever faced in my career.
At least 50,000 people ordered to evacuate the potential danger zone outside LA in the new efforts to try to prevent a catastrophe.
Peace deal? President Trump saying a deal with Iran that includes opening the Strait of Hormuz has been largely negotiated following calls with Israel and other allies in the region.
Breaking overnight in Ukraine, Russia launching a powerful hypersonic ballistic missile during its latest attack on Kyiv, part of an intense aerial assault. The damage this morning.
Cause of death revealed for racing legend Kyle Busch by the family of the NASCAR icon. Dr. Sutton answering questions about pneumonia and sepsis and what you need to know.
Memorial Day weekend roundup, the latest on the packed roads and air travel, a record number of Americans on the move, the soggy start to the summer season, and more rain in the forecast, plus those bargains tempting you away from the barbecue.
That's another one. Landry shoving on fire here in the fourth quarter.
And one win away. The Knicks take a 3-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cavs in front of a star-studded crowd. The Knicks one step closer to their first shot at the championship in 27 years. Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Sunday. Good morning, America.
And we do say good morning, America. Good to be back after a little vacation.
Yes, welcome back.
Yes,
Welcome
thank
back
you so
from
much.
Italy.
That's right. It was very, very nice. Rhiannon Alley is here with us. We're happy about that as well. We do have a lot of news to get to here this morning, including the holiday weekend washout for much of the eastern half of the U.S. We're going to take a look at that Memorial Day forecast and what to expect if you're traveling.
Yes, and we're also following the urgent situation unfolding in Southern California. Officials fearing a spill or explosion of toxic chemicals used to make plastics. 50,000 residents still under evacuation orders. We're live near the factory with the latest.
We also have the developing news overnight in the war with Iran. President Trump says an agreement with Iran has been largely negotiated.
But we are going to begin here with the gunfire overnight outside the White House while President Trump was inside the executive mansion. Let's get the very latest now from ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang, who heard those shots fired. Selena, we all saw your video. Very, very scary. Glad you're safe. Good morning to you.
Thanks, Gio. Good morning to you, too. Yeah, it was a really scary night. I mean, I was getting ready to go live for World News Tonight right here from this exact camera position when I heard the shots ring out. We immediately ducked for cover, the team and I, that we heard yelling from Secret Service for us to immediately evacuate to the press briefing room. We sprinted over there where we were locked down for more than 30 minutes. The president was at the White House while the shooting incident was unfolding. I'm told that the president has been briefed on the incident and he's doing fine. Overnight, gunshots fired near the White House, multiple rounds ringing out. Law enforcement swarming to the scene, barricading off the surrounding area.
Let's go.
Medic 1, respond for a shooting at 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest.
The Secret Service telling ABC News a man approached a security checkpoint just outside the White House, took a gun out of a bag, and fired shots at officers. I was there preparing to go live when I heard a flurry of shots fired. Close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. The shots ringing out shortly after 6 p.m. My crew and I quickly ducking for cover.
We have to evacuate shooting. We have to evacuate shooting. We have to evacuate shooting.
We sprinted over to the press briefing room along with the rest of the reporters at the White House North Lawn. Officers firing back, killing the individual.
Secret Service personnel were not injured, but a bystander was struck by gunfire. Officials say the suspect has a history of incidents involving the White House. He encountered law enforcement in June 2025 for blocking a point of entry at the White House. He was detained and involuntarily committed for a mental evaluation. 1 month later, he was arrested after he attempted to enter a White House checkpoint, telling officers he was Jesus Christ and that he wanted to get arrested. Court records showing a judge ordered he stay away from White House grounds. Trump was at the White House working in the Oval Office with his aides at the time of the shooting.
And early this morning, President Trump praised law enforcement and the Secret Service for their quick action at the scene. It was just weeks ago when we ducked and covered at the White House Correspondents' Dinner as we heard gunshots ringing out. Gio?
Yeah, you were there for both of those, and those videos truly show how terrifying this was. Selena Wang, thank you for your reporting. We are going to turn now to Southern California, where a toxic tank is on the path to spill or explode. Authorities are urgently trying to stop that tank from causing a disaster because it's filled with a toxic chemical. And ABC's Jacqueline Lee joins us right there from Cypress, California, in Orange County. Jacqueline, good morning.
Gio, good morning. Authorities are monitoring these tanks around the clock, deploying drones to check for temperature spikes and working with experts to try to prevent catastrophe. This morning, a race against time in Southern California as a large pressurized tank filled with a toxic chemical is at risk of imminent failure.
This is as real as it gets. It's the worst case scenario I've ever faced in my career.
The governor declaring a state of emergency. A tank located at a manufacturing plant called GKN Aerospace started leaking due to a broken valve. The tank is estimated to contain 7,000 gallons of methyl methacrylate, a highly volatile substance used in the production of plastic.
Feeling it could pose problems. It can irritate the respiratory tract, and repeat exposure can lead to organ or neurological damage.
The plant is located 35 miles from Los Angeles. At least 50,000 residents were forced to evacuate.
Police officers came into our area telling everyone to leave, and so, yeah, we all went, and it was kind of stressful because, like, where are we gonna go?
This is the command center, and the key players here decided the evacuation zone needs to be roughly 10 square miles due to concerns of toxic fumes or a dangerous fireball. Fire and hazmat teams working around the clock to cool the tank on Saturday, putting their lives on the line to neutralize the chemical inside, all in an attempt to prevent an explosion. Authorities warning of another likely scenario. The tank could spill.
If we burn down a bunch of buildings and a bunch of homes, that's a disaster. But if we allow this to make it to the ocean and make it an ecological disaster, we don't want that as well.
So it's essentially one or the other?
It could be both.
Officials say they are preparing for the tank's imminent failure and urging residents to take this seriously.
Our goal is not to just save our communities, it's also to save our environment.
And as for a timeline as to when this tank could fail, authorities say they have no idea. There is simply no precedent for this, but they are working to try to find a solution. Rhiannon.
What a scary situation. Jacqueline Lee, thank you for that. Now to a possible breakthrough in the war against Iran. President Trump saying the U.S. and Tehran have a deal that's been largely negotiated. ABC's Alex Perche is in Washington with the latest on this. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Rhiannon. Yeah, President Trump says the deal to end the war will be announced soon, but here's the thing. He's packed a lot of caveats with this announcement. Trump says the deal has largely been negotiated, but it's not done. It still needs sign-off from all the parties involved.
Overnight, President Trump confidently declaring a peace deal with Iran will be announced shortly. Trump saying the agreement has been largely negotiated and remains subject to finalization by all parties. The president vows the deal will open the Strait of Hormuz. Trump made the announcement after a call with Gulf leaders and officials from Pakistan, Turkey, Egypt, and a separate call with Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu.
There's been some progress done. Some progress made.
Iran's foreign ministry saying the two sides are in the final stages of drafting a framework that would give 30 to 60 days to hash out a broader agreement.
They want to settle so badly. We have the greatest military.
What's unclear is if this agreement includes a deal on uranium enrichment, missiles, or nuclear dust. It's been 2 months since Trump vowed to obliterate Iran's power plants within 48 hours if Iran didn't fully open the Strait of Hormuz. The strait is still closed, and the cost is hitting home, with gas prices soaring. But Trump insists that pain will be short-lived.
By the way, the oil prices are going to tumble as soon as I finish up with Iran.
But it's not just gas at the pump. Food and airfare are also surging because of the war. Some Americans forced to pull back plans for the big travel weekend.
I know a lot of individuals who are suffering tremendously under increases in pricing for food, for gas, for everything.
Well, and overnight, some big concerns over an Iran deal from Israel. A source familiar with the situation tells ABC News that there is serious concern and disappointment because Israel says it signals to Iran they can use the Strait of Hormuz as a weapon. Netanyahu is scheduled to hold a security meeting with his defense officials later today.
Now, so many different dynamics in all of this. Alex, thanks so much. Let's bring in ABC News Chief Washington Correspondent Jonathan Karl, who will be hosting This Week later this morning. John, good morning to you. Great to see you. So President Trump says a deal with Iran has been largely negotiated. Still no official response from Tehran, but what are your sources telling you about how close a deal could be and what's actually included?
Well, it's not the first time that the president has said we're close to a deal. He said it over and over again and it hasn't come to fruition. But this does seem to be a genuine inflection point. My sources in the region say that a deal is very close. The only question is whether or not the Iranians sign on. The president did a call with our allies in the region yesterday, and they were largely encouraging him to approach this deal, to make this offer to the Iranians. Here's what it is, though, Whit. It is not an end to all the conflict in terms of how to approach the nuclear program. It opens the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranians stop blocking the strait. The U.S. lifts the naval blockade, and then it leaves a period of time, I'm told 30 to 60 days, to negotiate those issues that still have not been worked out about Iran's nuclear program.
Yeah, so still some critical discussions and phases ahead. John, I do want to turn to the proposed $1.8 billion fund for President Trump's political allies. It's very controversial, running into serious opposition, including from Senate Republicans. So what happens next with this?
Look, this was open revolt on Capitol Hill, particularly in the Senate. You had a meeting that Senator Ted Cruz described as one of the most contentious meetings that he had seen in all his time in Congress, where Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche went up to defend this fund in a private meeting with Senate Republicans. And according to Cruz, the senators, the Republicans, many of them were actually yelling, screaming at the acting attorney general, saying this was entirely inappropriate. What's next? Well, they've gone on recess. Congress needs to pass this this border security bill that Republicans can do solely on Republican votes. But that is now in doubt because there will be amendments offered to eviscerate this fund. And if those come up for a vote, you will see a lot of Republicans support it. So President Trump still calls it a top priority for him, but there is massive opposition among Republicans on Capitol Hill.
Okay, we'll see how it all plays out. John Karl, you'll have a busy show coming up later on This Week. John interviews Representatives Tom Suozzi and Brian Fitzpatrick about their bipartisan bill to stop the DOJ's anti-weaponization fund. Gio?
Okay, we have breaking news overnight in the war in Ukraine. Russia confirming it used an extremely powerful hypersonic missile in its latest attack on Kyiv. And ABC's Lama Hassan is following this story now from London. Lama, good morning.
Yeah, that's right, Gio. Good morning to you. Just hours after the U.S. Embassy issued the urgent security alert warning of a potential massive air attack, Russia launching one of the heaviest overnight attacks from the air, sea and land, using hundreds of missiles and drones, including the powerful hypersonic Oreshnik ballistic missile, which is capable of carrying nuclear warheads. Russian President Vladimir Putin claims this type of missile is impossible to intercept. Kyiv's mayor Vitaly Klitschko saying the capital came under heavy attack and at least 4 people were killed and more than 100 others injured across the country. That number is expected to rise. And this comes after Putin was threatening to retaliate after accusing Ukraine of carrying out a deadly attack on a student dormitory in an occupied part of eastern Ukraine, killing 21 people. Ukraine denies hitting civilian infrastructure. Remember, it was just over a week ago Russia launched the largest sustained drone and missile attack since the war began. hitting energy, water and transport infrastructure, as well as residential buildings. Putin had suggested the conflict was coming to an end. After last night's attack, Russia's war is far from over. Rhiannon?
Far from over. Lama Hassan, thank you for that. We're going to turn now to the tragic death of NASCAR champion Kyle Busch. His family revealing he died from severe pneumonia that then progressed into sepsis. Busch died on Thursday at the age of 41, just days before he was scheduled to race in today's Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. And to help us understand sepsis and how this could have happened, ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton joins us now. Dr. Sutton, thanks for being here. Let's talk about this because this was shocking. This is a seemingly healthy athlete, really.
An incredibly difficult story.
How did this progress so quickly?
Well, pneumonia is one of the most common conditions that we diagnose in the emergency room. Every year, nearly 1.5 million people are diagnosed with this. And Rhiannon, this is the most common reason patients are admitted to the hospital. To understand this, you have to understand that during pneumonia, the lungs can fill with fluid that can interrupt the exchange of oxygen, leading to shortness of breath. And there are times where that infection can spread to the rest of the body and cause an overwhelming response. And we define that as sepsis. And while there are certain groups that are high at risk, older adults, those with a history of conditions like heart disease or diabetes, this can also happen, although uncommon, to healthy people. I've managed certain difficult cases such as this one.
I mean, 41 years old. And for us, I'm looking at that and saying, my gosh, this is basically our age. What are the signs and the symptoms to look for here?
Well, pneumonia infections can be caused by a variety of things. Some viral infections, for example, the flu, certain types of bacterial infections like walking pneumonia, or even fungal infections. Now, coughing is the most common symptom regardless of the cause, but if you notice some symptoms that are, for example, chest pain, tightness, coughing up blood, confusion, or worsening shortness of breath where you can't maintain sentences, those are signs that your pneumonia is progressing to an emergency and you need to seek out help.
And you talked about pneumonia, but this advanced to sepsis.
Yes.
So what specifically makes sepsis so dangerous?
This is a common question by patients and family members. So sepsis is during when an infection, which can be due to anything, with skin infections, urine infections, or even pneumonia, spreads to the body and causes an overwhelming response. Nearly 2 million people are diagnosed with sepsis every year, and more than 300,000 people die. The key here is understanding when an infection rapidly progresses. For example, during what you think is initially a urine infection, suddenly you have a fever and a fast heart rate, or a skin infection and suddenly it's spreading fast, or pneumonia and suddenly you can't speak full sentences. Those are signs that your infection is progressing beyond where it started, and that is when you need to get help as soon as possible.
So scary.
So scary, so sad. All right, Darian Sutton, thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, we're going to turn now to the holiday weekend travel situation. In spite of the weather in the east, experts are expecting a record-setting weekend. Meteorologist Danielle Breezy from our Nashville station WKRN is standing by with the forecast. But let's go ahead and start with ABC's Andrew Dimberg, who is here to talk the travel. Good morning, Andrew. It's busy.
Good morning, Gio. Millions of Americans are heading home this Memorial Day weekend. Roads and airports, of course, expected to be packed. AAA says a record-breaking 45 million people are traveling at least 50 miles from home for the holiday, with nearly 40 million driving to their destinations. At airports across the country, TSA expects to screen more than 18 million passengers through Wednesday. So far, only scattered delays and cancellations have been reported, but travelers are being urged to check their flight status before heading to the airport, especially with much of the country now in the crosshairs of some nasty weather. And for drivers, the holiday getaway is costing more this year. The national average for a gallon of gas is now $4.50, the highest Memorial Day gas prices since 2022. Meanwhile, traffic analytics firm Inrix says that the heaviest congestion for the return trip is expected Monday afternoon, especially in major metro areas like New York, Boston, Denver, and Los Angeles. If you're hitting the road, experts say your best bet is to leave early in the morning to avoid the worst of the holiday gridlock. Rhiannon.
Always good advice to leave early.
All right, now to the NBA playoffs. A key Eastern Conference final matchup overnight between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. ABC's Ike Ajachi on no sleep is in this morning. The Knicks are rolling, Ike.
No, good morning with the Knicks are rolling, and they are suddenly one win away from partying like it's 1999. Overnight in Cleveland, the Knicks taking Game 3 from the Cavaliers and putting themselves on the doorstep of their first NBA Finals in 27 years.
And an overseason opening and finishes.
Action overnight in Cleveland. The Knicks walking into Rocket Mortgage Arena and walking out one win away from the NBA Finals.
The Knicks are now one win away
taking a commanding 3-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. And this one, the Knicks never trailed.
Looking for a shot, sidesteps, Lavely banks it home.
Jalen Brunson once again playing lead guard, lead scorer, and let's be honest, part-time New York City mayor.
Strides, gets inside.
Finishing with the game-high 30 points. Mikal Bridges adding 22, OG Anunoby putting up 21, and then off to the bench.
Shamet fires, Shamet hits a three-pointer.
Landry Shamet catching fire from deep, hitting 4 threes, including a fourth-quarter burst that helped slam the door.
Travis Kelce and his fiancée here at the game.
And yes, the stars were out too. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce courtside in Cleveland, but by the end of the night, the Knicks were the ones putting on the show.
So what a start for the Knicks.
The win puts New York just one victory away from its first NBA Finals appearance since 1999. And just to put that in perspective, the last time the Knicks were in the finals, Tony Soprano had just walked into Dr. Melfi's office. Cher's Believe topped the musical charts. And Brandi Chastain was delivering one of the most iconic celebrations in sports history. Now, the Knicks are trying to make some history of their own. Game 4 is Monday night in Cleveland, with New York looking for the sweep and a ticket back to the NBA Finals. So the Knicks are one win away, and New York fans are already reaching levels of confidence that should probably come with a warning label.
Like you?
Yes. Game 4, Monday night, right on ESPN.
You sure you want to party like it's 1999? You remember who won in 1999? The Spurs.
Wow,
the Spurs.
you're right. That was a good one.
And on that note, still ahead, we're going to look ahead to tonight's NBA Western Conference Final. Game 4 between the Thunder and the Spurs. ESPN's Shams Charania joins us to break it all down. You're watching GMA on this Sunday.
It was a good year, though, 99.
That's a bop, ain't it? Welcome back to GMA. That's Shakira performing Die Die, the official anthem for the World Cup. The music video for the song just dropped. Nigerian Afrobeat star Burna Boy joined Shakira on the tune. Die Die is Italian slang, meaning, come on, let's go. The world is ready for the World Cup, which kicks off on June 11th. The first U.S. match is on Friday, June 12th versus Paraguay.
Yes, that's right. I'm hoping to be there. We'll see.
Oh, you're
That's
hoping.
the plan as of now, yeah. All right, let's get a look at some of the other big stories that we're following on this Sunday morning. The World Health Organization reporting that there are nearly 750 suspected Ebola cases, including 177 deaths in the Democratic Republic of Congo. U.S. officials widening screening of travelers who've been in affected countries in Africa within the last 3 weeks. Enhanced screening will be done at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta and George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, in addition to Dulles outside Washington.
The mother of Friends star Matthew Perry making an emotional victim impact statement before the sentencing of his longtime assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa, saying, "We trusted a man without a conscience, and my son paid the price." Perry died in 2023 of a ketamine overdose. Iwamasa has pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute ketamine and is due to be sentenced on Wednesday.
Meanwhile, defending women's champ Coco Gauff headlining the list of American competitors at the French Open in Paris. 37 U.S. players will complete the most since 1995. The lineup includes Ben Shelton, Taylor Fritz, Jessica Pegula, and Amanda Anisimova.
And Baby Yoda is having a good time at the movies. Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu projected to take the top spot. Nearly $100 million this holiday weekend. So excited to see that. This is the way.
This is the way.
As they say. So, okay, we are going to move on now to basketball.
Yes.
We've been very excited about the playoffs here. Teams battling it out for victory in the NBA Conference Finals, looking to make it to the championship. Joining us now is ESPN's senior NBA insider, Shams Charania. Shams, good morning to you. It's always great to have you. So overnight, what a game. We saw the Knicks taking this commanding lead, 3-0 over the Cavaliers. What's the secret sauce working for the Knicks right now?
Guys, it's been a build-up to this for several years. Leon Rose, the Knicks president, went out and brought in Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. That set the foundation for the team we're seeing now. But then 2 critical moves that depleted the Knicks of their assets, but brought in the players that we're seeing now be the touch points and the key points to what this run is about, of being on the cusp of making it to the NBA Finals. That's OG Anunoby in a trade with the Raptors, then Mikal Bridges in a trade with the Nets. And so now the Knicks are the 10th team in NBA history to win 10 straight playoff games. And they've got the highest margin of victory in those 10 games in NBA history in the playoffs. And so this has been a build-up to this. And when the Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau as head coach last playoff run, after they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, James Dolan, the Knicks owner, said, our goal is to make it to the NBA Finals. Well, they're one win away, and everything has been a build-up to that. And getting Mike Brown seems to be the clincher for that.
They've really set the scene, and the Knicks, as you mentioned, they appear pretty much set to make their first NBA Finals since 1999, up 3-0. So this is bad news for Cavs fans because no team has ever made it back from that kind of deficit in a series. So is there any way, in your opinion, that the Cavs can prevent a sweep?
Well, Donovan Mitchell said last night that when you lose game one in the fashion that they did, up 20-plus points in the fourth quarter with about 7+ minutes left, and they blew that game, that set the tone for the remainder of the series. And game two, you lose in New York, and then obviously game three was a blowout. They had chances to win game one and game two. That's going to haunt the Cavs throughout this series, throughout the summer. Could serve as motivation for them, but like you said, no team in NBA history has come back from a 3-0 series deficit. There's no sign that the Cavs are going to be the first one.
Well, a lot of New Yorkers are happy about that hunt. That's for sure, Shams. All right, so if they do sweep, they will get some rest as they await the winner of the Thunder-Spurs matchup. So what has OKC done to get back out in front?
When you watch game two and game three, you see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the league MVP, the back-to-back league MVP, set the tone. He's shown why he's the MVP of the NBA because the whole offense has predicated around him, and 26 points and 12 assists in game three on the road. And they had the most bench points in a playoff game in NBA history, 76 points off the bench. You see a team in San Antonio that's got a ton of depth. They've just run into a team with potentially even more depth than them. You think about Jared McCain, Jalen Williams, AJ Mitchell, all these players that are coming in. And now this Oklahoma City Thunder team will be without AJ Mitchell. They'll be without J-Dub, Jalen Williams in the lineup. So Victor Wembanyama, he didn't have the dominant game in game two and game three that he had in game one. And so I would expect a different burst from him. He admitted he needs to make his teammates better. So look for a big game potentially from Wemby in game four.
All right. And Shams, we don't have much time left, but want to put you on the spot here. Who is likely to play in the NBA Finals?
Well, listen, I don't make predictions, guys, but the Knicks
sure you do.
are clearly
on GMA.
a shoo-in for the NBA Finals. And then when you look to the West, Oklahoma City right now has the edge. They've got home court advantage, that gives them a lot of confidence that they can get 2 more wins, make it to the NBA Finals. You think about anyone that comes out of the West, they're going to be the favorite, the heavy favorite. This is a battle of two titans. A lot of people, when I talk in the NBA, they say the NBA Finals are actually happening right now in the Western Conference, but the Knicks are going to have a lot to say about that coming up.
Okay, we'll be watching. Shams, thank you so much. Of course, all that basketball playing out over the course of the weekend here.
It is definitely not going to be a beach day this Memorial Day weekend for millions of people, so it might be time to hit the stores instead. Why
It's the
not?
next best thing, right?
Right. Our resident super shopper, Morgan Norwood, is here with some great deals she has tracked down. So, Morgan, if you are planning to do some shopping, it turns out when you buy may be just as important as what you buy.
That is so true. I'm still stuck on resident shopper. I will take that title. New data from Adobe suggests that Sunday today is expected to be one of the best days for things like furniture, appliances, and bedding, while tomorrow could be the sweet spot for apparel, home, and garden. Rhiannon.
Let's start with furniture and bedding. What's caught your eye? Tell us about the deals.
Yeah, so if you've been eyeing a patio upgrade, this may be your weekend. Over at Wayfair, check out this chair. It's marked down from $269 to under $95. That is 65% off. Looks pretty good, right? And over at Macy's, this 2-piece wicker patio set drops from more than $430 to about $175. And inside the house, let's take you there. Wayfair has bedding deals up to 50% off, including this comforter set down 24%. And then Macy's is taking up to 65% off some home items, including this cotton blanket that's down from $180 to just $63, Gio.
I knew you were good at this, but those are some deep discounts there. All right, so you mentioned home and garden with good sales on Monday. So what are you seeing as good buys right now?
Yes, I got you. So Monday looks like the best day for people with a green thumb, or at least aspirations of one. I can never get a plant to live. But Target has this raised garden bed marked down about 44%. It's $145 now. And For the bird lovers out there, this might just be the most fun deal of the bunch. Walmart is selling a smart bird bath with a camera that can identify the birds using AI. It's more than $100 off this weekend. It's now $116. So whether you're buying a new patio chair, garden bed, or apparently starting a side hustle as a bird influencer, this may be the weekend to do it, guys.
Wow, birding with AI. I like it.
By the way, I got this for one of our deals. I got this for a friend. It is her favorite.
Really?
gift.
Okay.
Favorite gift.
There you go. Thank you, Morgan. All right, coming up on Good Morning America, searching for the song of the summer, the tunes in the running to be the hit of the season.
Oh, that's Crazy in Love, a song of the summer from Beyonce back in 2003. First of all, I can't believe that was 23 years ago. And now Will Gans is searching for that hit on our summer soundtracks this year. The song we're going to be playing on repeat all season long. All right, Will, what you got?
BYOS, baby, bring your own sunshine. To be a song of the summer, you've got to capture the essence of this time of the year. Think School's Out by Alice Cooper. But you've also got to infuse the sounds and the spirit of the year it releases in. Think 1965's Dancing in the Street by Martha and the Vandellas. It's a tricky balance, but when it hits, it hits.
Summer 1979 was so good, it was Bad Girls by Donna Summer. In 85, Phil Collins hit #1. And in the summer of 1999, Ricky Martin captured the end of the millennium musical vibe.
It's really about just like bottling the most positive parts of that year and trying to like put it into the sharpest pop song. And I think like for me, the best one, Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, is just like summer in a nutshell.
After 2024's Espresso success, last year left music fans scratching their heads for an official song of the summer. Was it Alex Warren's Ordinary? Things were so much more simple in 2009 when the song of the summer was undeniable. This year, the people want to know, with more than 200,000 searches for Is This the Song of the Summer on TikTok.
Y'all artists need to give us some summer bangers.
Right now, Ella Langley's sitting at #1 with Choosing Texas.
He's choosing Texas, I can tell.
But Olivia Rodrigo's brand new track is picking up steam.
My heart is full of doubt. I got toxins in my bloodstream.
And Noah Kahan's latest single is also in the mix.
Have you ever stared directly at the sun?
And I think going into this year with the way that music seems to be going in a rockier, darker direction, it's going to be tougher to find the song of the summer again. But at the same time, I think that we could end up getting something that's a lot stronger than last year. There are more contenders this year.
And we did see a few of those contenders there in the piece, but I thought it could be fun for us to throw our own predictions into the ring. My 2026 song of the summer is East Side Girls by Muna. So Muna is this incredible pop band, and the song and the video both just tap into that nostalgia of like the 80s. Doesn't this look like it would be on MTV back in the day?
100%.
So I think that sort of is emblematic of where we're at in the year. That's my pick. Rhiannon?
Okay, so I picked E85 by Don Toliver.
Oh, yeah.
I love this song, but Will Witt said it's too old. He said it can't be the song of summer. So
It's good. It's a good song.
it's a great song, but I think maybe I'm changing it to Die Die by Shakira.
Oh,
okay, all
a
right.
last-minute addition.
Yes.
Gio?
All right. Baby Doll, Dominic Fike.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
tell you something. I just heard this a few weeks ago, and I got to tell you, every time that refrain hits, I'm in. It's so good.
Look at you with the technical elements.
Some might say chorus. You might go full Catholic Mass refrain. Sure. And Whit.
I'm going Bruno Mars. I just might. Bruno Mars, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
Dancing. He always brings the summer vibes. So.
He really does.
And in fact, I might just like get that suit and just wear it around all summer. Because it's
How
so
do you feel
good.
about the refrain?
Is the refrain? Isn't that what it's called? I don't know. Anyway.
I need a definition on that one. Okay, NHL postseason is heating up as the Colorado Avalanche try to come back against the Golden Knights out of Vegas. You can see it tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN. Will is dressed for the event. He's got his hockey outfit on.
Thanks for bringing that shirt,
Vegas.
Danielle. Great to see you. And you brought the bling with the nails. It was really good. Thanks for starting your day with us. And Rhiannon, thank you.